Yesterday was the first day of EXPCON, Exp Realty's national convention, and I'm going to give you an update of all the happenings from yesterday. For all the most up-to-date information on Exp Realty, on real estate technology, real estate sales, and all the things that go into having a fantastic real estate career, make sure you hit the subscribe button here and follow along with us. Yesterday, day one of Exp Realty's EXPCON convention, and one of the first things that came out was Glenn Sanford speaking on acting with purpose in your business and in your life. Acting with purpose versus acting in pain. And it's a really great concept in terms of how it really affects all of us when how we approach our businesses and the things that we do day in and day out to take us towards the vision we're creating for our business. The other concept that I really liked that he talked about was the concept of a financial thermostat and how that truly does affect all of us. In fact, that's such an important concept that I'm going to take some time and devote a future episode to that personal thermostat and why that can be a limit for some of us in terms of what we're achieving in our sales careers. Glenn also covered that he has a big announcement coming on Thursday at EXPCON. He called it a big reveal, something that he called that was going to have a big impact on our company and the future development of it. I can't wait to hear what that is. Be sure to check back here for that announcement. I'll have more information on it once that information is made. EXP also during the convention yesterday announced their third quarter earnings, and wow, they were impressive. Revenue for the third quarter of this year, 2020, compared to last year of the same quarter, third quarter of 2019, EXP's revenue was up 100% over last year. They also announced that EXP agent count has now crossed over 38,000 agents in the company, and actually by today, we don't know what the number of the account is today, but we've far surpassed that even now. But at the end of the third quarter, it was over 38,000, which represents an amazing growth trajectory for the company. There was a lot of talk yesterday at EXPCON about the international growth and the fact that EXP is this month launching in a number of countries, and by the end of the year we'll have launched internationally into Mexico, India, South Africa, France, and Portugal. That represents a lot of future growth coming for 2021 as we expand into those countries, and there's a projection for double-digit international expansion into double-digit more countries next year in 2021. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. You know, going into the day, the one thing that I definitely thought was going to be the highlight for me was Robert Herschevek and his appearance. Robert Herschevek from Shark Tank, most of us know him from there. He's a very successful businessman, and he gave a talk yesterday at EXPCON, and I definitely thought he was going to be one of the highlights for me, and he certainly delivered. He didn't disappoint in any way, and I'll have more on him in a minute. The big surprise for me was Duncan Wardle. Duncan Wardle, I believe his former title was Chief Innovation Officer for Disney, and he crushed his presentation on innovation. I loved his process for identifying rules and challenging those rules, and then asking what if. Like, what if? One of the things he talked about, or as an example he gave, was the old concept of the video stores and the process that innovators ask in terms of, well, what if there wasn't a physical brick and mortar for a video store? Well, now we know that evolved and became now Netflix and then a whole number of streaming services. But it started with that first question of understanding what the rules of the business were and then asking what if. And then the next level of that was imagine if. And so it really just gives you a really thought-provoking way of challenging conventional wisdom around business or anything, I guess, but in business, and then asking those questions, what if? And then imagine if. The guy really he really brought the energy. Obviously, he was very high energy in his presentation, and I thought it was just a really, really good overall presentation. I love that process that he brought. It was so good. I'm definitely going back and watching that one again. And then the finish, Robert Herschevek from Shark Tank, as I said, it was a strong finish. It was super interesting to hear Robert talk about the fact he has a large international business and he's closing all of his worldwide offices and going completely virtual. Robert also shared that he is super pumped for 2021 and that he actually, his words were, we gotta get going. I love that. I shared that with my team today. That he's super pumped for 2021, and we got to get going now. Actually, is how he phrased it. We got to get going now. It's going to be awesome in next year, and we got to get started right away. We can't wait. The other thing that he shared that I really loved, in business, there are two speeds, he said. There's the quick and the dead, and you don't want to be the dead. It was super. The whole day one was so good. I can't wait to dive into day two, and I'll be sharing more about that and what other things. There's a lot of great speakers. I'll be sharing the content that comes from them in the next coming days. Be sure to check back here for more updates. Don't forget to subscribe. And finally, if you'd like to learn more about partnering with us at eXp Realty, be sure to click the link above where it says Agent Freedom Plan, and that'll take you to a page which tells you a lot about what partnering with us looks like. And there's also a link to jump straight onto my calendar, set up a time for you and I to connect and chat about what that looks like more. So I'll talk to you soon. Look forward to seeing you back here.